Miramar, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Tamara G. Don't forget, check us out on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City of Miramar, and that's spelled Miramar. And with us right here in Miramar today is Sam Baker. She is the Conservation Pays Program Manager for Broward County, and we're so happy to have her today to talk about water conservation as well as what the city of Miramar is partnering with the county in doing. So, welcome to the show, Sam.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. We have been talking about water conservation, it seems like since I was a little kid. What exactly does that mean when you say we need to conserve our water supplies, particularly in South Florida?
So, South Florida is a little bit confusing because we have the Atlantic Ocean to the east, we have the Everglades to the west, and then we have all these waterways that come through. So, at first glance, we're like, well, why do we need to save water? It's everywhere. But, most of our water that we have around here is actually salt water. So, we can't drink that. Actually, in the entire globe, less than 1% of the water is drinkable. So we need to make sure that we're saving fresh water. On top of that, in South Florida, we have some different issues that we deal with water. And one of those major issues we have is saltwater intrusion. So we have a limestone underneath the ground that holds our fresh water and keeps it clean, and it's a natural filtration system. But what happens is as sea levels rise, they start to come in, and it makes us have to shut down our freshwater well fields. So it means that we have less places to pull fresh water from. So the more we save, the more we know that we have fresh water for the future, and we don't have to invest in new infrastructure like water treatment plants or desalination plants, those plants that take the salt water out. So we don't want to have to invest in that. We want to put that off for as long as possible.
Now, when you say that these tides are coming in, is that what we're getting with the, as they call them, king tides? Those issues where like there is extreme flooding of
Mm-hmm.
areas and none of that water is drinkable?
So most of it is not. As we have any tides that are coming in from the ocean, that's going to be salt water. So whether it's the natural sea level rise that we're seeing, 1 or 2 inches every few years, or the extreme weather events, the king tide events, those sort of things, that water is not going to be there for us to drink because it's too concentrated with salt water.
Okay, so say we have the king tides, or I know it's been many years since we've had a drought here in South Florida, which I'm really surprised. We were having them all the time for many, many years, and for the last several years we've had no droughts.
Mhm.
Um, where does that water go when we have, all of these king tides, and when we have other weather phenoms that come through? Where does it go? Because I'm really surprised that we haven't had droughts.
So we did have a very mild drought earlier in the dry season this year. It was in November and December. It got a little bit. We were on like the very mild level of the drought factor. But as far as your question, where does the water go? Um, have you ever driven down the road when it hasn't rained and there's water in the road coming up from the storm drains?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what happens. That's kind of part of those king tide events. So, it comes out, and then as the tide goes out, it does wash away, but it is in that process going into our aquifer, which is, like I said, what holds our fresh water.
Yeah. So is it just that the salt water is no good for anything? Like, could we not use it to water plants or do anything else with? I know we can't drink it, but
Mhm.
could we repurpose it for something else?
I will be honest, I'm not a water engineer.
Hmm.
What I do is I do education about water conservation, but I can tell you that we do have in a lot of areas, we do reuse water, where we take some of the wastewater and then we reuse that for watering people's lawns and things like that. That does have higher nutrient levels, which may include salt water, but I don't want to say something incorrect here. Like I said, I'm not a water engineer, but we do have some reuse programs throughout Broward County.
And when we think water conservation, I know the first thing I think of is, not to waste water. Um,
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people do that too. So tell us some of those ways that people can actually conserve or save the water versus, just wasting gallons and gallons of water.
So the first thing is I want to talk a little bit about the Broward Water Partnership. And so what that is it's Broward County coming together with the different utilities across the county. And Broward County is really interesting because we have 25 water utilities. And to compare that to Miami-Dade, they have one. So
So you have
when we have
25 different
25 utilities,
personalities, 25 different
yep.
personalities and cities to deal with. Okay, gotcha.
Exactly, exactly. So we wanted to come together to have one central water conservation message. And that's what the Broward Water Partnership does. And we're so lucky to have Miramar as one of our partners for that. And what we do is we are focused on indoor water conservation. So spreading this message, this one water conservation ethic across the county to remind people about how to save water. And we do this through providing incentives for water conservation. So first, we offer rebates. We offer a $100 rebate to replace old toilets with new ones. And the reason we do that is because in older homes, toilets can use as much as 35% of indoor water use. And some of those old toilets use 7 gallons per flush, and the new models use 1.28 gallons per flush or less. So every time you flush, it's going to save a decent amount of water. So we want to encourage people to make those small investments to save a lot of water. So the first thing, like I mentioned, is the toilet. The cool thing is that most toilets cost between $100 and $200, and they're very good. They last a long time. So getting a $100 rebate is going to really offset a lot of that cost.
Okay.
The other thing we offer is free shower heads and faucet aerators. So free shower heads, those are going to use a lot less water, and they're water sense certified. So some people get, they're like worried about these low flow shower heads. Oh, am I going to get the shampoo out? Am I going to get the conditioner out? But with that water sense certification, which is done through the Environmental Protection Agency, what it does is it makes sure that it has the same efficiency as the standard shower head, but uses at least 20% less water. So with those, what's really cool is not only are you saving water, but you're saving energy too, because people generally take hot showers. So, you're not going to have to pay as much for your hot water heater.
Okay.
And then the faucet aerator, I'm going to quiz you real quick. Do you know what that is?
No, but it sounds really fancy.
Okay. It's funny. I've learned over the course of time from working in this position that most people don't know what it is. It's basically a little baby shower head for your bathroom or kitchen faucet. And what it does, it's got a mesh net on the bottom of it. So it's designed to aerate your water. So you get more pressure with less water. Almost all faucets have an aerator on them unless they fell off for some reason. But the ones that we provide for free are going to use about half as much water. And they're super easy to install. You can install them yourself. You just unscrew the old one. Sometimes you'll need a wrench if it's been on there for a long time, and then you screw on the new one, and you're going to save water and energy with that.
Wow. So where can people find more information and where they can find these rebates for
Mhm.
the Conservation Pays program for Broward County?
So our website is the best way to get all the information. That's going to be conservationpays.com. And
Okay.
we also have a central call center that people can call, and they have general information. And that phone number is 1-800-270-9794. And for the rebate, the application is all online on the website, and it takes about 5 minutes. And we get back to you within 5 business days and let you know if you're eligible for the rebate, because we do have some restrictions there, to make sure that we are seeing the most water savings and that you're within our program area and different things like that.
All right. Conservationpays.com. That is the website. If you'd like to call 1-800-270-9794, 1-800-270-9794 to find more ways to conserve our water here in South Florida, as well as to get those rebates. Thank you so much, Sam Baker from Conservation Pays. She is the program manager for Conservation Pays. So be sure to check it out again, the website conservationpays.com. Thank you so much for being with us, and we certainly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Good morning, Miramar, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Tamara G. Don't forget, check us out on all of our social media. You can find out all about the City of Miramar on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. And with us right here in Miramar, we know it's always right here in Miramar, is one of our very own Commissioner Alexandra P. Davis. And Commissioner Davis is going to be with us today to talk about Black History meets reggae. So welcome to the show. Once again, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Absolutely. It has been a minute.
Yeah.
We've had COVID. We still have COVID issues. So we haven't been doing a lot of the things that we normally would do
Right.
prior to COVID. But this is one event that we're doing socially distancing and following our COVID protocols. And it's going to be a scaled down event in our amphitheater. So
Okay.
that's why we're here.
Awesome. And the reason why this has actually become very popular, you started it last year. This is the second annual. And so tell us a little bit about Black History Meets Reggae.
Right. So it started last year. We collaborated with Jamaica in the Ministry of Entertainment, Gender, and Sport, Culture and Sport, under the auspices of the Honorable Minister Olivia Babsy Grange. And it's a collaboration between Jamaica and the City of Miramar under my office to bring Reggae Month to Florida, pretty much. And it was the first time Reggae Month was celebrated outside of the island of Jamaica. And I thought it was very fitting to bring it to Miramar. As you know, all of our commissioners are either from Jamaica or are descendants of Jamaicans. And reggae is a worldwide musical phenomenon coming out of a small island. And we wanted to showcase that. And it is coinciding with Black Heritage Month, but we dubbed it aptly Black History Meets Reggae.
Okay.
And last year we had a lot of activities. We had a movie premiere, we had the Reggae Icon Awards, and we culminated with the Afro-Carib Festival event, which was well received in the community.
And as you mentioned, it's going to definitely be scaled down a little bit this year. Last year was, and this year is going to be amazing too, but last year was amazing. Maxie Priest was the inaugural.
Well, that was a different event.
I've had so many event.
That was the Black British Heritage.
Black British Heritage. Okay.
Yes. So this one is Reggae Month, and actually last year's Icon Award recipient was Freddie McGregor, who actually lives here in South Florida.
Right. And I remember I spoke with Mr. McGregor as well.
Yes.
This year, you have another reggae icon. This one is a group. This group has done so much for the world of reggae. Tell us about it.
Well, in fact, this year we are giving out 2 Icon Awards. One for Third World Band, and I grew up listening to Third World. They're international renowned reggae artists. They cross a lot of genres to pop, rock, reggae, and so we felt it fitting to award them this year. A couple of their band members do live in South Florida, including the lead singer AJ Brown, who the former lead singer, he passed away. So there's always groups, how they reinvent themselves.
Right.
So this is what Third World has done. But we also are honoring some of the more unsung heroes of the music business. And in this case, it's Patricia Pat Chin. She's the founder of BP Records, which is a distribution and producing organization. They produce records and distribute them. And we're honoring her out of New York this year. And so with the Reggae Icon Awards, we have 2, but we would be remiss if we did not recognize some of the social unrest and injustices meted out to Black and Brown people over the last year or so. And so we decided to honor a local activist with the Marcus Garvey Award. And so this local activist, she's Haitian American. Her name is Alexandra Odat. and she's an immigration attorney as well, and is part of the Black Lives Matter movement of the Alliance here in Broward County.
Amazing. So Third World, Patricia Pat Chan, and Alexandra Odat. Those are the three honorees for this year's event, which is coming up very soon, as in this weekend, right?
Absolutely, it is this weekend. We're looking to have very much scaled down from the amphitheater. You know, the size of the amphitheater, they can hold up to 3,500 people. We're doing 10% of that. We'll have socially distanced table settings.
Mm-hmm.
Food will be served in its own individual containers. We'll have, of course, sanitizing stations. Everybody will be checked in terms of temperature. They'll sign off that they don't have COVID. You know, all the things that we're supposed to do, we will have on hand at this event. And we hope it to be a great event. We'll have a DJ, DJ Fergie. We have an MC who's a renowned MC. I have her information here, but we also have live bands. So we'll have MC Jody Ann Gray. We have a live band and performances by AJ Brown and the band. And let's see if I have the information on the band here. But overall, it's going to be a very entertaining evening. In fact, the first hour will be broadcasting live to Jamaica. So on their TV, they will see the awards ceremony live in Jamaica. And then in the last hour, we will get a live feed from Jamaica, which will showcase their reggae event that they have closing out the month, which will include artists like Kofi and others. So we're looking for a grand night, Saturday night. And for those that can't make it or want to watch it online, we will have an online link as well. Okay. Which will be at facebook.com/Miramar /City of Miramar /live/. So those are all forward slashes.
Absolutely.
So there's no reason to miss this event.
And let me tell you, it's going international. It's we're partnering with Jamaica. It's all amazing. I wanted to ask this question, and if you're just tuning in to us, we are, of course, Good Morning Miramar. We're speaking with Commissioner Alexandra P. Davis. That you know, it's always hard to, I guess, narrow it down to who to honor because there's so many people who have done so many great things. How did you guys get this down to just these three? Which these three are amazing. For people who don't know, I mean, BP Records, almost every major Jamaican artist was signed or had to go through VP Records to even get their records out there and to be played on the radio. And then you have Third World, as you said, that is just an international sensation. Alexandra Odat, who is an attorney and an activist in her own right, that had to be a hard choice trying to get down to these three.
Yes, you know, we have a group of us that decide, and you know, I generally put out my feelers, and you know, it's based on their work that they have done and their availability, accessibility. I know Alexandra Odat, for example, she's a local Miramar resident that's heavily involved in immigration and the issues we had with ICE and so on and so forth. So she was really top of list. And then with the Third World Band, you know, many of their band members are local. Mm-hmm. And so, but they're very, very fitting to receive this award. And of course, Miss Chin. So many times the producers and so on are not recognized, and we wanted to, especially as a female in this business, which you know is very probably cutthroat, and especially when she was in it, and to recognize her. So again, they, as you mentioned, they were all very, very qualified and deserve to receive Icon Awards all around.
So what time is the event this coming Saturday, and can people just show up, or do they have to pre-register?
They do have to register. It is a free event because we want folks to be able to enjoy the culture and listen to the music and so on. But there is a sign up that's needed. And I'll get that information for you, which is B as in black, H as in history, and M as in month, R as in reggae, Icon Awards with an S, .eventbrite.com. So again, BHMR Icon Awards MiramarFL.gov.eventbrite.com. And for those who will be watching online, again, it's facebook.com/City of Miramar/live/. And time of the awards, they start at 6 o'clock with our cocktail hour from 6 to 7 and red carpet. The award show will start at 7 and go through 10. And again, the first hour will be live broadcast to Jamaica. The last hour we'll have a live feed out of Jamaica. And this is under the auspices of the Consul General of Jamaica, the Honorable Oliver Mayer, and we will be receiving greetings from the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Babsy-Grange. And so this is you don't want to miss this. Again, it's outdoors, which is what's recommended by the CDC. This has been signed off through the county. It's 10% capacity. We will have social distancing tables. Folks will be required to wear masks. So you will be able to enjoy the event safely at your table. And we encourage folks to come out for an evening of entertainment. And certainly, during COVID, it's, we've been cooped up for so long, but there are safe ways to have some amount of entertainment come back into the community. And this is one of them. We've had several others at the cultural, at the amphitheater. Mm-hmm. And so this would be one of those.
I was gonna say, I don't think you're going to have to ask people too hard, Commissioner, to sign up. Everybody wants to get out. Everybody wants to be out at an event, and this is a great event. So again, you need to sign up at BHMR.iconawards.eventbrite.com. Black History Month, BHMR reggae, iconawards.eventbrite.com. Sign up, please, because there is going to be limited space because of the COVID protocol that is in effect. We want everybody to be safe in the city of Miramar. And it's open to all residents, all visitors, all friends of the city of Miramar, because everybody knows it's right here in Miramar. They always want to come. And I think that's the great thing too about reggae, as you mentioned earlier. It's a worldwide phenomenon. I mean, people all over the world love reggae, and it isn't to one culture, it isn't to one race, it is just to good music and the vibe of giving back and fighting for what's right. So I'm sure you guys will not have any problems filling your quota on Saturday night.
Absolutely. Hope we can see you there if you have time and you're in town.
Absolutely. And you know what? And if you can't make it, if I can't make it or anyone else can't make it, it's going to be on Facebook.com at City of Miramar. As I mentioned earlier, you can find us at City of Miramar /live, and then another slash, I believe you said.
Yes, /.
So, yeah. So definitely, I'm going to try to come out, Commissioner Davis, because you're right. I'm ready to get out of the house too. So again, one more time, BHMR.iconawards.eventbrite.com. Be sure to sign up. It is this coming Saturday, starting at 6 o'clock, 6 to 10 p.m. at the Miramar Amphitheater, and it's going to be a great time. Thank you so much, Commissioner Alexandra P. Davis. We certainly appreciate you doing this. And Black History does meet reggae every February in the city of Miramar.